So we have covered a lot of ground already. So I hope you guys have already been writing lots of notes and had a chance to kind of be thinking about some of the concepts that we've been talking about up to this point. Again, we're here with Lee Aldridge from Soul Story Creative. Thank you so much again, Lee, for being here. And in this video, this is where pen hits the paper, or keyboard hits the screen, or however we want to do it. I guess we know. I'm old school. I'm pen to paper. But however you want to do it. So this is where we're going to jump in. So this is where Lee's going to walk us through some of the steps that we want to take on creating your brand guide and setting up those 3 C's and answering some of those questions about what we need to do to make this all happen for you. Jump on in, Lee. What do we need to start with?
Okay, thank you, Rebecca. And this one's probably going to be pretty straightforward. I mean, we have talked about a lot. And so, what you want to do to create your brand story, your brand guide that you can refer to as you are going out in the world and creating marketing strategies, writing Facebook posts with your content, right? So, um, first step, start at the beginning. Please start at the beginning. It's hard. It ain't fun. It's not really the fun part. The fun part is going to Canva and playing around with like 10 different fonts. I've been known to do that. I love it.
I think we all have.
No, I know. I
What
love
would it look
Canva.
like this?
I
And 4
know,
hours
right?
later, it's like, whoa, I got nothing accomplished, but I sure have a really
Yeah,
pretty picture.
yeah. Now I've got like a whole library of fonts I like that nobody's ever going to use. But anyway, I like them. So let's not get distracted. You know, you can play all you want, but if you're serious about having a real business, a professional business, even if it's just an idea, you can DIY this thing. You can start at the beginning and get clear within yourself, and I'm going to help you out, and Rebecca's going to help you out with this endeavor. You want to start at the beginning and build that strong foundation and get all of your content together, um, in a way that you can talk about what you do, in a way that you can have a webinar, in a way that you can talk about what you stand for. That's the first thing. I want each of you to write 10 statements about what you stand for. A realtor, client of mine, a house, a home is more than a house. Um, you got to do the hard part first. That's mine. Sorry, guys. What's one of your what you stand for, Rebecca? Like, what is a like? This is I'm not changing. This is my soapbox, and this is how we do it because this is going to get you to where you want to go in the best possible way.
Yeah,
What would
mine
that
is
be?
we make Kajabi effortless.
Right. Or Kajabi can be effortless. That's what you stand for. Your marketing content, your marketing thing is we make Kajabi effortless. You see the
True.
difference?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I was thinking along the lines of
So
my tagline, but yeah, it's still a statement. What I stand for is
but it's really important. It's a really important distinction. So thank you. So you have your brand promise and your value propositions. You know how I'm going to make your life better. Um, so I'm going to save you lots of time, money, and effort, and you're going to have a lot more fun in your business. Those are the value propositions that I offer. But the what you stand for around that would be do the hard part first, and you'll succeed. Do the hard part first, build your strategy, or do the hard part first, be strategic, and build momentum.
that's
I
good.
know that you are not going to get momentum unless you do that hard part first, the clarify first. And there's plenty of other, like you said, that'll take you on a different journey. And I'm good with that. You can't love everybody's kids, and I'm not a match for everybody. But I'm not going to go out of integrity for money. And anybody that's on this call, none of you are. We're looking for a place to make connection that is in alignment with the truth of who we are, so we can be out in the world serving in an integritous, courteous manner that brings people what they expect,
Yep,
And
exactly.
that's what I stand for. All of what I just said, people, is what I stand for. So when you get a grip on that, 10 statements, and then take one statement at a time and just write a little paragraph. Because when you don't, you're going to waste money. You're going to go do Facebook Live strategy for $500 when it isn't going to serve you and it's not in your bigger plan. But when you do the hard part first, you gain momentum, you launch with confidence, and you make more money. Start at the beginning. Did you hear the story? I had a statement of conviction, do the hard part first, and be successful. And at the end, I had a statement of conviction. But in the middle, I had the pain, the problem, and I had the solution that I, your leader, can solve for you.
Yeah, that's really good. So then they just go through those same steps, create the 10 statements, create a paragraph around those statements, and then answer those 3 core questions that we talked about in the beginning, and that gives them a solid foundation
Content.
to go off of for their messaging, their story, and their brand promise.
You take each one of those statements and it'll grow. If you allow this process to be sacred, I'm just going to say it, intentional, it will tell you. Your business will tell you. And then you end up with 10 paragraphs and you realize that some are similar. And actually, out of those 10, there's like 3 categories. Now you've got clarify, communicate, and captivate. My signature system.
Yay!
That's where you get your signature system. And now I can go do a webinar and I can say, okay, the way to a brand is to do these 3 steps. It's like building a house. And today we're going to delve into captivate, because that's what everybody wants to have fun with. So let's talk about 5 fixes for a website. You see, every single webinar I do, I start with the clarify, communicate, captivate, because that's my signature system, because that's what I stand for. You see how I reverse engineered my messaging, and it informs every one of my products. And when it comes from this place, 5, 6, 7 years later, I'm amazed at how this initial little baby, clarify, communicate, captivate, how cute, how that still works. I couldn't have made it up.
Yeah,
It
and it's
emerged.
expanded and it's matured and it's gotten deeper over the years, but it's still the same core messaging.
And it's still me.
Right.
All my products have changed and some have come full circle. I'm back with them.
Yeah.
But that essence hasn't changed. Who I am and what I stand for in those 10 statements is still true for me and should remain true unless I have some kind of, you know, I don't know, near death experience or something. I mean, it is me. It's
Right.
me. That's your positioning, the resonance we've talked about.
And if you
So,
do this too, you too will have that same clarity of messaging that will make everything else fall into place so much easier. It'll make it,
and make sure you're in a group, like you can talk about it, because you can't do it by yourself. So get a friend or join a group or something.
yeah, talk it over with a spouse even, or get your
Hmm.
friends to help you because they know you too, and sometimes it takes their perspective to help you to answer some of those deep questions.
Yeah. And so here's the last question on how to create a brand. And it's the first question you ask. But you better be ready. You better be ready, because the answers will come in very surprising ways. This question is not for you to answer. It's an invitation to creative intelligence, to your business, to inform you. And here's the question. Pen and paper, you got it? Ready? 5 words. What is seeking to emerge?
That's deep.
Don't try to answer it. Do not try to answer it. But here's what you do want to do. You want to be ready. Remember, I was talking about capturing the emotions at the wedding, capturing the relationships? This is
Mm-hmm.
the exact same thing. You're going to get insights. This is an invitation. You're going to get insights. You're going to get ideas. You're going to have ahas. You're going to be in the shower. You're going to be out on a walk. Can't type it. Can't tell anybody. I got voice memo. I got voice memo on this thing right here. And I
Nice.
got all kinds of recordings that I'm just like, oh my God. I even have Google Drive on here for my Google Docs, so I can just open my Blab document and key it right in there, and it types it in. Then when I want to see what I did, I come back to my desk and I've got it all typed out. I captured that idea, that word, that phrase that is gonna, it's just fantastic when you approach it like this. It's a lot more fun,
So it's
because
like
you're not going to get it
your
wrong.
subconscious is working on this behind the scenes, and then all of a sudden it'll come out at the weirdest times. I've had that myself so often. It's like 2 a.m. where you wake up in the middle of the night, and then all of a sudden, in fact, my book. That's what happened with me writing my first book. Was I woke up in the middle of the night and had the entire outline, and I'm sneaking into the other room so that I could write it all down before I lost it because I was like,
That's
oh my gosh,
right.
this is so perfect. Of course, it took
Don't
me a
take a
while to actually get
chance.
around to
Don't
writing
take
it,
a
but yeah.
chance. Aren't you glad that
Mm-hmm.
you interrupted your sleep and wrote that? It made it so much easier. Listen, the universe wants to help you. We are here to help people. Good God, now more than ever.
Yes.
And the universe has our back. We are supported, and you will get these insights. And please don't let them go.
Whew, got chills off that. That's so true, and I've had it happen to me too, and it's so powerful. So thank you for sharing that, Lee. That was amazing. That's a great insights on how to get started on setting that up on your brand, and honestly, those are some great insights for everything in life, not just your business and building your brand. I mean, you could use that for other areas too. So that's
Definitely.
that's fantastic. Awesome. Thank you so much. So now you guys have your work cut out for you, but it's fun work. I know Lee said, "Oh, this isn't fun," but to me, it's kind of like it's that foundational piece that makes everything else fun once you have it done, and everything else becomes harder if you don't. So um, just take the time, sit down. What better time than now? Regardless of where you are in your business, regardless of how, even if you've worked with a brand strategist before, there's nothing wrong with taking a moment to reviewing what you have, what you've done, what you haven't done. Have you answered these questions? Do you need to dive deeper? So wherever you are, let's jump on in and and see where it takes you. I can't wait
Yeah.
to see where your journey ends up going.
Yeah. Yeah.